History isn't just about the past, it's the prologue to the present. Sometimes specific events act like earthquakes, sending shockwaves across time, forever altering the landscape of human civilization. These are the wars, the revolutions, the treaties, the moments where the fate of entire civilizations teetered on a knife's edge. From treaties that redrew the map of the world to battles that echoed through the ages, here are the top 5 wars and conflicts that changed the world. Our journey begins in 1919, in a gilded hall echoing with the whispers of diplomats and the hopes of a war-torn world. The guns of the Great War have fallen silent, and the victors gather to dictate the terms of peace. This is the Treaty of Versailles. Germany, deemed solely responsible for the war's devastation, is slapped with crippling reparations, stripped of its territory and forced to accept the humiliation of guilt. The German people, already reeling from the war's devastation, found themselves trapped in a cage of resentment, their economy in ruins, their national pride in tatters. From this fertile ground of anger and humiliation rose a charismatic demagogue named Adolf Hitler. The Treaty of Versailles serves as a stark reminder that peace is not merely the absence of war. It demands understanding, empathy, and a commitment to addressing the root causes of conflict. Our next stop takes us to the bustling streets of Constantinople, the crown jewel of the Byzantine Empire. On May 29, 1453, this vibrant metropolis faced a cataclysm. The thunder of Ottoman cannons pounded against the ancient walls of Constantinople, the defenders fighting with the desperation of men who know they are witnessing the end of an era. On that fateful day in May, the impossible happened. The walls were breached and Constantinople fell. The Byzantine Empire vanished from the map, and with it 1,000 years of history. The fall of Constantinople sent shockwaves through Christendom, a stark reminder of the rising power of the Ottoman Empire. With Constantinople in Ottoman hands, the vital trade routes connecting east and west were severed, forcing European merchants to seek new paths to the riches of the Orient. This fueled the age of exploration, reshaping the world. Our journey through history now takes us to a muddy field in Belgium, the air thick with smoke and the stench of gunpowder. It's June 18, 1815, and the fate of Europe hangs in the balance as two titans clash: Napoleon Bonaparte and the Duke of Wellington. This was Waterloo, a battle that would become synonymous with decisive victory and crushing defeat. For Napoleon, this was a last gamble, a desperate attempt to reclaim his empire after his exile to Elba. For Wellington and his allies, it was a chance to end the Napoleonic Wars once and for all. The battle raged for hours, but in the end, Napoleon's gamble failed. Waterloo marked the end of an era, cementing Britain's status as a global power and ushering in a new era of diplomacy on the continent. It gave birth to the phrase, "meeting your Waterloo," a testament to the finality of Napoleon's defeat. Our exploration of history's turning points now takes us across the Pacific to a seemingly tranquil island paradise, December 7th, 1941. On this day, the world watched in horror as the skies over Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, filled with the roar of Japanese bombers. The surprise attack on Pearl Harbor was a watershed moment, a day that would live in infamy. For America, the attack was a brutal awakening, a sudden and violent entry into a global conflict already raging across Europe and Asia. President Franklin D. Roosevelt addressed the nation, declaring war on Japan and vowing to avenge the lives lost in the attack. The Pearl Harbor attack irrevocably altered the course of the war, transforming America into a global superpower and shaping the geopolitical landscape for decades to come. Our journey through history now brings us to the heart of the Cold War, a time when the world teetered on the precipice of nuclear annihilation. It's October 1962, and the Cuban Missile Crisis has the world holding its breath. The crisis began with the discovery of Soviet nuclear missiles in Cuba, just 90 miles off the coast of Florida. For President John F. Kennedy and his advisors, it was an unacceptable threat. A naval blockade was imposed on Cuba, and the world watched with bated breath as Soviet ships steamed towards the island. Through a combination of diplomacy, brinkmanship, and perhaps a bit of luck, disaster was averted. A secret agreement was reached. The Soviets agreed to remove the missiles from Cuba, while the US pledged not to invade the island and secretly agreed to remove its own missiles from Turkey. The Cuban Missile Crisis served as a stark warning to the world, a chilling demonstration of the terrifying destructive power of nuclear weapons and the fragility of peace in the atomic age. From the ruins of Constantinople to the beaches of Normandy, from the mud of Waterloo to the skies over Pearl Harbor, these conflicts and wars didn't just change the fate of nations, they changed the course of history. Each event a testament to the enduring power of human ambition, the devastating consequences of conflict, and the ever-present possibility of hope. They remind us that the past is never truly gone. It echoes through the present, shaping our world in ways both profound and unseen. So the next time you read a headline or hear about a conflict brewing on the other side of the world, remember the lessons of history. What will be the defining moments of our time? What echoes will they leave on the future? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more weekly historical deep dives. See you next week.